Hello there, Libra. Welcome into your general weekly reading. We're going to read for the week of March 24th to the 30th, 2025. I almost forgot the dates per usual, but pulling right from the middle from the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck to begin. The Stepping Into Power card, talking about you are strong beyond measure. And so I feel like this is a week where people are recognizing and remembering, maybe even seeing an increase in their realization as to how strong you truly are as an individual. There's a sense of this week really highlighting the fact that you're a leader in the making. You know, you may feel like you've hit a peak in regards to your ability to lead others and to lead yourself, but Spirit's saying regardless, it's still growing, it's progressing, it's developing more than ever at this time. And there's a feeling of you, like it says very clearly in the title of the card, you're stepping into your Libran power, and people are noticing this, people are feeling this. It's a sense of people noticing you more than ever in the right light throughout the week, and this is coming through, I feel, in different ways, different situations within your reality, within your life. And so don't be surprised when people are therefore a little bit stunned at certain points, staring at you, heads are churning. People are, feeling drawn to associate themselves with you, to utilize you more maybe in one if not multiple ways. Doesn't feel negative in that sense. But you're stepping into your power, and people like what it's bringing to the table, if you will. Let's actually put one of these things on my mic, just in case the wind starts to be a bit annoying. Okay, take action with passion, the Valiant Courage card. And so, Libra, it's a week where you can't help but feel as if Spirit's pushing you more than ever, and you're feeling randomly encouraged and guided, but just feeling the random desire to step up to the plate and put in action to maybe clean up your life, to accomplish this and that of importance, to make up for what may feel like lost time for some, but simply putting in the action with this immense amount of passion that we know obviously lies naturally within a Libran energy, regardless of where it lies within your chart. And they're saying watch that valiant courage kind of energy turn into powerful creations, developments, accomplishments, if we didn't say it already, and even connecting of importance. It almost feels like people are watching you a bit too closely at certain points. I'm getting for somebody at work on security camera or in person. It could be more in regards to people, say naysayers or two online. If that's the case, they have nothing better to do apparently. But it just feels like there's also going to be random itchy moments. Now, this could naturally be due to dry skin or something of the sort, but I wouldn't be surprised if you are being given certain messages like this from Spirit. So don't be, holding yourself back, if you feel it intuitively, from looking up the spiritual meaning for whatever that ends up being for you. But it also feels like you're wanting to light the way for yourself more than ever, while Spirit's saying, of course, put in effort, adjust this and that when it comes to that. But it feels like it's almost a week where more than ever, you're lighting the way for other people. It's a sense of you getting your voice out there and you expressing yourself quite smoothly, passionately, very slowly. You're considering this and that more thoroughly, methodically, in comparison to the past. You're thinking about the words that you're conveying, you're getting out there, you're sharing more than you usually do. You're thinking, for a hot second, is this going to be the right choice? Whoop. If I acted too quickly, like I feel, an older version of you, even in the recent past, you would have regretted it, or you wouldn't have been fully satisfied with what came from that. And so you taking time and being more thought out feels to be very on point and beneficial throughout the week. And so I wouldn't be surprised if people are thinking that you are reconsidering them or reconsidering a situation, thinking about the future in regards to replacing this or that within your life. Even if it's not directly related to them, it just feels like people are looking at you as somewhat of a temporary placement within their life. And this may rock the boat in a certain way or two, but it may, for some, relight the value the worth in the eyes and the awareness of other people, or somebody in particular who has been drifting away from that accurate awareness. Does that make sense? And so people are thinking, okay, well, what do I do to keep Libra around? What is it that I am doing wrong or incorrectly that is pushing Libra to even begin to consider a different kind of future without me or without the situation? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, your worth and your value, what you bring to the table, is part of this week. Before we move on to the tarot portion of your reading, I did just split the deck to Embracing Enthusiasm, and this talks about shout to the heavens with happiness, shouting to the heavens with happiness. And so I feel like this is a time where, if you look at those 3 butterflies, I wouldn't be surprised if the number 3 and 4s are showing up for you, as well as the number 10 and 0. But it just feels like there are different types of, okay, there's 4 butterflies. Look at that. There are different types of transformation that you're being pushed to think about from the past, while going through and embracing and maybe even creating more of this transformation in your current day reality. And as the sun is being pointed out to me as very hot, it's beaming down upon me. It's a beautiful day here. You are going to find that this is kind of a spotlight victory sort of week for you, where there's warmth shining down upon you from different realms, different aspects of your life. You know, it just feels like you're even creating this warmth, this happiness, and not just for yourself, even if that's the main reasoning or the reasoning in general for that creating. It just happens to help other people. It happens to warm up the lives, the awareness, the energy field of other people, even at a distance, for a lot. And so it is a week where they're saying embrace the enthusiasm that you maybe have been lacking to an extent, if not fully, and enjoy life more so to the fullest, right? Because it feels like you're setting yourself up for great happiness and transformation success in the future. And there's something about the way you accessorize, the way you dress yourself, the way you're taking care of yourself otherwise. And it does feel like a time where Spirit's saying, shout to the heavens with your happiness. You deserve it, all right? Too many times I feel that life has stripped away your happiness. I'm hearing no longer. We are splitting the deck to the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles. It's almost as if Spirit's saying we're going from one to the next, okay? Or at least taking steps closer away from this into this 10 of Pentacles lifestyle. But it almost feels like you're maybe in the midst of knowing and moving towards this, even if it feels like you're crawling. But then Spirit's saying there's certain stresses that feel like they start to get in your way. And there's something about how you don't let it get the best of you or irritate you, prevent you from, and even if it's at a different point, accomplishing what you're meant to. Does that make sense? You're an advanced, more developed version of yourself. You're learning and utilizing your past to your advantage, instead of letting it hold you back. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Just being a little bit spiritually messed with. But what else do we have for the tarot portion of the reading for Libra? I just got the word, got the name Denise and the word destiny, but as well lineage coming out. Wow, that's a lot. The Emperor card. So don't be surprised when Spirit pushes you to get into this Emperor state of being at certain points in the midst of this very methodical, strategic week for you, where you're going to, I'm getting the word analytical. You're needing to think about the future in this energy, while there's a potential in the upcoming weeks or shortly after the fact that you'll be more heartfelt. I'm not saying there isn't heartfelt and intuitive moments throughout the week, but it's not the main energy, if you will. There's going to be more emotional based, heartfelt kind of energy and choices in the near future. And so they're saying, let's utilize this energy that's easier to step into more than ever. All right, use it to your advantage, as it feels like this will help you hold back and adjust, adapt, make certain choices and prepare to make certain choices, maybe solidify to the for the sake of preparing for the near future, all right, for things to change. The Six of Pentacles. So you're going to find that this is a week where the abundance, the rewards just simply come to be. I put in the effort recently, rewinding further back and obviously throughout this week, but it's not just that. It almost feels like there's a sense of luck and spiritual support on your side. The switch up to be more analytical and methodical actually is helping with this more than you would have recently or in general expected. There's something about birds is what I'm getting. You're going to be receiving symbols through Mother Nature, through online content, through visions for some in your dreaming state and when you're awake. And so they're saying very clearly now, you're more awake than ever. There's something about your third eye being very, very wide open. You can see clearly through the BS. You can see clearly in regards to what's true and what's not. I did get discovering the truth before in one of the last attempts. And so it feels like you're easily stumbling upon maybe creating and just nailing down what feels to be the accurate truth. And so Spirit's saying that when you're able to do this at this point along your path, it helps you navigate and, sort through, discard, and accept as you're meant to, as the master that you more than ever are, as you're still developing and growing and whatnot, but you get the point. Let's see where we are time-wise. We can pull a few more. What are these two cards? Seven of Pentacles and the Temperance card. In regards to whatever you're simply accomplishing, working towards, putting effort towards, they are saying you need to have patience. It very much is giving me the energy, and apply it as you may to whatever you have going on or will throughout this week. When I do these readings, people think when they're watching it or after they book a reading, it's just the recording of a reading. It's just a 3-card reading, or it's just a 10-minute, 15-minute video. No, it's not. First of all, it's energy work, and I'm so connected to the spiritual realm, and I pick up on other people's energies to the point where, in that case, first of all, no, it's not. It's not just a video. It's not just a tarot oracle reading. But also, you have to understand that one of the biggest factors is noise that plays into it. Yesterday I was reading here, and there were teenagers breaking glass at the table behind me. Kids screaming, which is to be expected in a park, obviously. But then I had an older gentleman pull up in the midst of the daily read that I did in full, but it was just lacking quality, partially because he decided to sit there on his bike and watch me. And, it shouldn't be bothering me, but it was also that he was talking to me, asking me questions in the middle of me speaking and channeling. So I find that there are, I know that was a bit of a lengthy rant and explanation, but there's certain factors that you need to have patience with in regards to what seems to be easier from an outsider's perspective than is reality. Anyways, but I'm now hearing with the Temperance, spread your wings and fly. Spread your wings and fly, my friend, as it does feel to be a time where Spirit is saying in certain ways we're preparing you and you're preparing yourself and your world for upgrades, for better, for more movement in your life, as I'm being drawn to the word night or nights. But it does seem to be as well a period where you're, in a sense, being pushed to live more. Again, embrace that enthusiasm, that liveliness that you have maybe been lacking to an extent, if not fully, in that desire, that craving to live more, or at least one of which. And they're saying get out there and go on adventures, get out there and find time to do what's right for you, what feels enjoyable, what feels to bring you happiness. It does seem like a week where Spirit's saying, once again, as we wrap up this reading, you need to take action with passion. And you, my friend, are stronger than ever as you step into your Libran power. Alrighty? So those are your messages for this upcoming week. I absolutely loved your reading. I am sending you so much love and light. Take care, Libra.